Hello and welcome to the Warhammer News Roundup with Why I Love Warhammer. And today it's the 15th of April 2024, and let's go through some of the best parts of last week's news. Starting off strong with the newly revealed Clanrats models. So I just think these look really awesome. I love, I love that. I love the weaponry. I love how ramshackle it all looks. I think they're just really beautiful sculpts. I used to have a pet rat, so I'd probably try and paint. If I got these, I'd want to paint them up black with a white belly to be like old Sid. I love this eye patch, and just Skaven generally, I think, is really cool. Um, it's my first fantasy setting Why I Love episode on this channel, and I just think they're really lovely. I think it's good that they're the same scale as the old clan rats. And there's a part of me that always likes the older sculpt because I felt like I don't know, they felt neater. I don't know why, but I liked the old look. I think the new look is far more in keeping with the newer models, and these kind of bulbous patches I think look really cool. I love the pattern on the shield. But I will thank my lucky stars and just be incredibly happy that they are approximately the same size as the old Clanrats models. It means there's less pressure to just buy new Clanrats if you are happy with your current ones. And also, I really don't like scale creep in this hobby. And so the fact that we're not getting that scale creep is just very nice to me. So yeah, that's a little bit about the new Clanrats models, and yeah, I'm excited for them. Will I pick them up? It depends. It very much depends. Um, and yeah, it's kind of a combination of will my Skaven army be as I want it to be if I were to just pick up some new Clanrats? Okay, this was a weird one because I'm still a little bit cut up about the models being taken out of Age of Sigmar, which means that at the time it was hard to react to this with the joy that I think it does deserve. Because what these reactions do, so yeah, it's reactions, but it's this, the underdog. Because there's one thing that I find with, and you get this a lot in 40k, and you get a little bit in Age of Sigmar, which is once someone starts winning, it's very hard to come back from that. If you, the better you do, the more stuff you get that makes you even better. It's a game. People call it swingy. I think it's a game of steamrollers. It's who can steamroller the opponent the most effectively. So having a thing for the underdog, whoever's currently losing, to get an extra command point, I think is really good because it means close games are far more push and pull. And if someone is just losing, they have more of a chance to come back. I think Crusade in 40k could really learn a thing or two from underdogs. And so yeah, just reactions are a nice thing, and again, it makes the game a bit more interactive. I tried introducing someone to the game years ago, and they didn't get on with it. And one of the things they said was it basically involved you do some stuff and then you wait for your opponent to do things. And having a bit of interactivity, I think, is just really nice. It means that you're actively engaged with more of the game rather than just going, what do I roll now? And yeah, just new ability. I like the color coding. I think Age of Sigmar 4 is really good for this. Like having the color coded like kind of parts of a turn. So you can really clearly see, oh, this is grey, therefore enemy movement phase. Gold, any hero phase. Enemy shooting phase, enemy charge phase. The color coding just really makes it far cleaner. yeah, end of army turn in purple, and it adds up, and it kind of seems to match with the colours on the unit cards. I think that's just it's a really nice way of updating the rules in a way that I don't think it doesn't come across to me like it's as ground up a change as it would be otherwise. As much as everyone says, "Oh, it's a change from the ground up." Okay, new orc stuff. I think stomping points. I just think it's fun. Um, I thought it was a bit. I find it a bit weird when you get stuff like this when the box that came with a stomper sold out in moments. Thankfully, I wasn't trying to get one because as much as I love the stomper and think it is the best model in the orc range, it just I didn't want to get the whole box, so I thought I'd hold off. But yeah, I love the stomping points for the Crusade system. Okay, I think if the Crusade system had an underdog system as well, I think Crusade would be the best way to play 40k. So I love seeing new, fluffy, lore friendly things being added for Crusade. Middle Earth, more horses. I just love mounted models. I think these guys look really cool. Um, yeah, just new horse models. Um, yeah, yeah. The model the men of Arnor is interesting because I feel like in the books and definitely in the film we don't get much by way of Arnor, um, and it means that if you just watch the films, you get weird things like, "Well, hang on, why wasn't Aragorn already king?" And then you go find a Lord of the Rings themed channel, or you read the books, and it's oh no, he couldn't be king until he united Gondor and Arnor, and then you think, "Oh, what's Arnor?" So it's really cool having some Arnor models, so you can have a thing in your mind for what Arnor is. And the horse models are just beautiful. They look like they're straight out of Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron, right? Glorious. I just think this is a cool Custodes army, as do they. The thing I thought was really interesting was getting this gold, where they start with White Scar, then they spray Retributor armor, and then Silver, and then Flesh Shade, and then they do the Ardcoat Varnish. The other thing I think was quite cool they did for this army was they did the Gilliman paint job. I just thought that I don't know why I was particularly taken by this. I just think it's cool seeing Gilliman in all gold, and then yeah, having a Custodes allied knight. Again, knights are one of my main armies. I just think they're beautiful, and this is such a cool piece. The eagle head on a knight. That's brilliant. Also, the Elder Fan. Is that a Revenant Titan or a Phantom? I'm looking this one up. Enos Eldari. Yeah, I think it's the Revenant Titan that they've just put their head on. Um, Fun fact: I've applied to work for Games Workshop multiple times. I've never put in my application letter that I think that if I work for the company, I would be able to do this kind of conversion. Um, like I'm starting a new job in a couple of weeks, but oh, not with Games Workshop. But if I were to apply again, this would be in my mind. Okay, more AOS things. It's the battle trait I just think is cool. I think it does mean you got a lot more of the game is in your list building stage, which is fun for me because I love list building and don't get to actually go out and play that much. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, finally, Sunday preview. Um, this is what I look forward to. So, interesting fact, right? If you are really impatient and you want to see the Sunday preview like 10 minutes before, what you can do is change the URL to this, right? Which is the warhammercommunity.com, then the date of the Sunday preview, year, month, day, and then Sunday dash preview. And if you do that 10 minutes before this, or like close to the time, you get to see what the Sunday preview is. So I had about 10 to 6 p.m. UK time yesterday. I typed that in, and then it auto-filled the rest of the URL. So, yeah, that's a fun little strategy if you are very impatient to see the following week's pre-orders. But yeah, we've got the Slaves to Darkness army set, which looked really cool. I love this guy here. And yeah, I just think they're really cool looking models. This is the one I am the most excited by. The Lady of the Lake, Lady Elisa Duchard. And I just think it is a beautiful sculpt. This was... So, when they announced the Old World, I thought, I should play... Well, when they announced the Old World, I thought, I want to play Skaven, because I thought they'd be playable in both. Then Skaven got moved to Legends, and I thought, I'm going to play Tomb Kings. And then they revealed this model. And I thought, okay, guess I'm playing Bretonnians then. Because I just thought this was phenomenal. The pose, the flowers, the goblet, the pose of the horse, the pose of the lady. I just thought it was a beautiful model. And I still think it's a beautiful model. And this model leading my army would be just amazing. Kingdom of Bretonnia, Lord and Royal Pegasus. Again, it's got a horse and it's got wings. There's an urban myth in the UK. It's not true, but I thought it was cool that if you see statues of people on horses, if the horse was in this position, it meant they died in combat. It's a fun urban myth. I like to think that this type of sculpt kind of calls back to it. But either way, I think Games Workshop do feathers really well, so these wings are glorious to me. And just overall, it's a great pose. I think I'd definitely paint mine up to be helmeted, because the less skin I'm trying to paint, the happier I am. But potentially I'd try and have the sword as well, because I've painted stripes like this before, and it's fun when you've succeeded, but it's a pain to do. The Men-at-Arms, which they look really cool to me. Peasant Bowmen, again, they're just neat. Casket of Souls! Love it. I love the Tomb King's aesthetic. I love what this guy's doing. It vaguely reminds me of the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, but it's just so cool. I love how they're all positioned. There's like some kind of chant, some kind of ritual taking place. And the Necrolith Necrolith Colossus, which I really like, partially because I think it looks cool. It's a cool skeleton warrior. I like the way he's armed. I like how he is on his base. But here's what it reminds me of, right? It reminds me a lot of the King of Icana Valley from Zelda Majora's Mask. Just in terms of the pose, even his teeth. It's just, it just feels very... It reminds me of that in a good way. I do mean that in a good way. So, very excited about this model. The Orcs and Goblins, again, just Orcs, great. Mounted on pigs, great. Orcs and Goblins, great. I think if I were to get the Black Orc mobs, so they said in one interview that they wanted to make the Black Orcs the focus to be black armor. I think I want to make mine actually black skinned. I think that would just make them a bit more visually distinctive to me. But they still look really cool. And again, boars, the boar chariots. I just think this is phenomenal. I love it. I love it so much. Goblin Shaman looks cool. It looks like he's using that skull as like the skull and bone here as a pestle and mortar. And then the goblin mobs. And then they're riding wolves. And then finally, Warhammer Plus, 2 videos this week. I'll be honest, the Warhammer TV, Warhammer Plus, it's lasted longer than I thought it would. And I've been a paid up member since launch, right? For better and worse. I've been paid up since launch, and I genuinely didn't think we'd be going on. It would continue for 3 years, but here we are. I think, yeah, Weird Boys, and then Necrodermis. I mean, all my Necrons are painted, so I don't know how useful it's going to be for me today or this week. But come 11th edition, I can refer back to it. And yeah, I think one final thought, just because it only really just occurred to me. So I go back. I didn't go through everything. Like, I could talk about the Golden Demon things, and it would just be saying, "Isn't this cool?" But if I go back to that Clanrats thing, so I really want to see more of the Skaven models, because all of the models in my Skaven army, which are Storm Vermin, Rat Ogres with Pack Masters, Giant Rats, Rat Swarmers, and the Master Molder, all of them are being retired. But Clanrats were in that list, and now we have new Clanrats. The guy at my local Games Workshop store, my local Warhammer store, said that he thinks, without a shadow of a doubt, we'll get more Rat Swarms. Which will be brilliant. I'd love to have the replacement Rat Swarms, but I don't know. And right now, despite how cool these things are, I'm still kind of working on the assumption that my Age of Sigmar army is not going to be playable in 4th edition. Which means picking a new Age of Sigmar army, or always starting the conversation with, can we play Legends? Or dropping out of playing Age of Sigmar. One-page rules was the other thing I wanted to do, but that's the thing I can do with friends, not the thing I can do in a shop. So that's kind of where I'm at with these ones. But I have rambled on for close to 18 minutes now, so I'm going to say, if you want to like this video for more positive Warhammer content, please, drop me a like, hit the subscribe button, comment your thoughts and opinions about the news of the week in the comments box, and yeah, if you want to like this video, I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe for more. Memberships are open, and there's a Patreon in the description. I will see you all in the next video, and until then, I hope you're all having a really good day.